Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again?
Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in?
Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You've just got to ignite the light and let it shine just on the night like the 1st of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down.
You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're original, you cannot be replaced.
If you only knew what the future holds, after a hurricane comes a rainbow.
Maybe your reasons why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and then it's time you'll know. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine just on the night like the 1st of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. The announcement lady's here again. Life is but a dream.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. Just to check in, did everybody do their homework this week?
Which will explain that song.
I did. For those of you who were here last week, you know what this is. And I was the only one who did the homework. Oh. Jonathan will explain. Last week he said, nobody would draw a boat the same way. Not everybody would. If you brought in a picture of a boat, nobody would draw the same boat. And I went, are we supposed to draw boats? So I thought it was I didn't think it was a rhetorical question. I get a star on my boat.
That's right.
Time for announcements. Yay! Thank you. Women's group, 4 meetings on the Book of Forgiving, 7 to 9 p.m. on these dates: Monday, September 22nd, October 20th, November 17th, and December 15th. And you will need a journal. Reminder, the classes are going strong. Troward classes are Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Science of Mind 100 is Sundays at 1 p.m. So come and join the class and check them out. We will have a pulpit a pulpit SWAT. We're going to smack the ministers when they come up. No, no. We will have a pulpit swap. Reverend James Mellon will be coming from the Global Truth Center October 5th, and our Reverend Jonathan will go down there. So that will be Sunday, October 5th. On Saturday, October 4th, Reverend James will be doing a Power of Decision workshop here from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sign-up sheet is in the bookstore, and you can also sign up online. Fundraising events. Check out our newsletter, which is an online newsletter. If we don't have your email address, give it to us, because we send out a weekly email bulletin so you know what's moving and shaking. We have a fun fundraising event at Kerner Hall that we are not putting it on, but we are benefiting from it. Ooh, ah. And shoppers, shoppers, closet is back. Shop Your Girlfriend's Closet is back. I was like, yes, there's something missing there. Shop Your Girlfriend's Closet is back. Sunday, October 19th at 1 p.m. We are looking for fall and winter seasonal clothing and accessories. No books or knickknacks, please. And price it, and be prepared to take home any of your unused items or drop them at Value Village on your way home. And I am going to now introduce Helen Vallot, our practitioner, licensed practitioner here at the center, one of our board of directors president, and my soul sister. I love this woman. Put your hands together for Helen Vallot.
Thank you. I'm not going to give you anything really deep today. I have more announcements. Couple of things. One is we are looking for people who would like to work with our youth program. And here's what it entails. It entails you having a police check. It entails you going through our training materials. Very easy to do. We have it all in-house, as well as having your CPR and first aid. We can provide all that for you, make it really doable, very easy. And you don't have to do it every Sunday. If we have a number of people that are willing to step up and be with our youth on Sundays, don't you believe that those beautiful spirits should have this teaching in their lives? Mm-hmm. Yes. Derek and I were watching a service on Tuesday morning from another center, and we both said, wow, you know, if we had grown up with this, our lives would have been absolutely perfect. And they're perfect now and unfolding perfectly. But to give kids this opportunity to learn this and embody it and step into their own worlds with these teachings. So if you are interested, please come and see me, come and see Carmen. We will make it very, very easy for you to work with our beautiful young people. So that's my first announcement. Second announcement, Canadian New Thought Conference next year. Now, we have our early bird special on until the end of October, where you save $150 on your ticket. As well, please pass this on to your friends. We have Michael Beckwith, Joan Borisenko, Ricky Byers Beckwith, Rick Tamlin, James Mellon. We have an incredible, incredible group of musicians. Amy Bishop and her crew, Andrea Menard, Lisa and Erica. We play a lot of their music, Lisa Ferrara and Erica Luckett. And this music and these speakers are going to rock this conference. It is turning out to be bigger and better than Jonathan and I had originally visioned. So please share the information with your friends. We have postcards that you can take and posters and place them up in different places and let people know they don't want to miss out. I was actually at a dinner party on Friday night, and I met a woman who goes to Agape all the time, and I said, guess what? Michael Beckwith is coming here. And she goes, I am so in. I will be at that conference. And so please spread the word. Can you do that for us? Yeah. Yes, thank you. And on that note, I am going to invite up to the front of the room here our wonderful minister, Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Thank you, Helen. How is everyone this morning? Great. Wonderful. It's so great to see you all. Oh, I sound very boomy today. We come here every Sunday morning for one purpose, and that is to draw boats, apparently. No, so the purpose of me talking about if I gave you all a blank page and told you to draw a boat, no two boats would be exactly alike. That's the point of understanding our unique creative spirit that's flowing through each and every one of us. And so that's what I'm glad, Tanis, you get an A+.
Thank you.
She did the homework. Do I look like a disapproving teacher for you who did not do the homework? No. But we are a spiritual community here. We come together every Sunday to celebrate one idea, and that is that we are all connected because we are all part of one energy, one unifying thing, and it is the creative resource for all that exists, all that we see, all that is unseen. And this is the celebration that I choose to engage in. And so let's start the celebration off kicking it into high gear with this great song of Eddie Watkins Jr. You'll recognize it. We've done it a few times. Ready? Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love. How you feeling? You feel good? Awesome. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift up your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, from every walk of life, from every creed and color. In kinship we unite. In honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love. All right. We do come together in the name of love, for love is the only thing that is ever going on. Love is the creative resource. And so when we say God is love is God, it's all one thing, that's what we're talking about. And so here to express to us a little bit of her love is going to be our wonderful practitioner of the day. She is a practitioner intern. She is in her second year of study to become a fully licensed practitioner. She is a woman of brilliance. Absolutely a woman of brilliance, and I am so grateful to be leading her through her studies, and I know that she has something wonderful to offer all of us today. So please welcome to the lectern, Linda Visosky.
Thank you, Jonathan, and welcome. First of all, I want to say thank you to some special people here who have made a real effort to come and be with me today. I have my dear adopted family, Rivers and Deb, and their 2 girls who are here today to support me. So thank you for coming. Thank you. So good morning and good Sunday morning here on this rainy day. And blessings to everybody online today as well, too. So as Lena mentioned last week in her wonderful Power Talk, Raymond Charles Barker inspired us with his quote, "An inspired mind is a creative mind. Start with curiosity, followed by inspiration." As we know, there is one purpose for us all here on this earth plane, and it is to enjoy life. We're here to have a good time. But we're always at choice. Do we always choose to have a good time? Not always. Personally, I've always been a very curious individual. And since studying the science of mind principles only 3 short years ago, I choose to live truly every day, consciously, curiously, and in an awakened state in everything I think and in everything I do. In chapter 7 of Raymond Charles Barker's beautiful book, Decide to Be Creative, the book is called The Power of Creation, there were so many golden nuggets, I really didn't know which one to choose. So suddenly one totally caught my attention, so there's never any accidents. And these words just jumped out at the page. He said, "You are not average. You are not average." Yes, as Raymond Barker states, the infinite did not create us to have just an average life. Too many people give up the larger picture of life to just get along. So we do the same old thing, we go the same places, and we sometimes expect different results, and yet we're doing the same thing. Are we likely to get different results? Not likely. Last Tuesday afternoon, I don't know if you all remember, it was such a beautiful, beautiful fall afternoon. So I decided to switch gears from my busy day and take myself on a beautiful walk. My intention of the day was to identify, maybe 15 or 20 different types of trees. Oh my gosh. So they were in all different shapes and sizes. So there was the maples, the beech, the oak, the silver birch, the ginkgo, the aspen, and the willows, to name just a few, let alone the other trees, the coniferous trees, like numerous pines and cedars. Wow. Each tree stood in its grandeur. It was unique. It had its own self-expression. Upon further reflection as I was walking, I noticed that every person that I came in contact to on the walk was also so unique. No 2 person was the same. No 2 tree is the same. So we are all individualized expressions of God. We are all part of this big universal mind. All of us are God expressing brilliantly. As I mentioned, we are all so much more than our 5 senses. We each have a creative mind. And I often ask myself, what creative mind, what thought am I giving birth to today? Or am I still thinking along the old ways? Many people are stifled creatively by jobs in which they are told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. This lifestyle often suppresses and stifles our own creative nature. So how many of us are really waiting for life to change instead of taking action to live the life of our dreams? Yes, it's all about taking choice. And I always say that to Arabella, my dearest one here. Life's about choice. We're always at choice. And we're always at choice to make a change. I ask myself frequently, am I growing into my magnificence or am I shrinking into my mediocrity? Am I really showing my true essence to the world? Personally, growing up, as some of you know, I share my life with an amazing identical twin sister. Yes, there's two of us, right? We won't go there. And I am 3 minutes older. 3 minutes. She doesn't forget that. As children, we were dressed the same, attended the same school, participated in the same sports. Even our names were confusing. People would say, oh, they're the twins. Is it Linda or Lisa, right? Yeah, people were confused from the get-go, right? As we grew up, Lisa was more outgoing than the two of us. I was really quiet and reserved. Yet I grew up many years feeling almost invisible. Yet I knew in my heart, I had a deep knowing that there was much more to me than what my current image was. Yes, I truly felt and lived my life at that time of being average, and I accepted that. Throughout the unfolding years, my careers unfolded, marriage to a very supportive partner, mentored by 2 extraordinary people, and attending some powerful self-improvement programs. But the icing on the cake, 3 years ago, I stepped into this center of spiritual living, and I was introduced to the science of mind, this healing philosophy. My life has forever changed. I get choked up thinking of that. I continue to grow into my own magnificence. So how many of you today are truly living your magnificence each and every day? Or how many are you doing what you did yesterday and expecting different results? We are all born for greatness. We're all born with infinite possibilities. Today, the word average is not a word I entertain in my thoughts or vocabulary, for I embrace and feel my true magnificence. I know I'm on this plane to live as a beacon of light in the world. I am loving, and lovable, and I'm here to shine my divine light into the world. I greet every day with my mantra. My morning mantra is this: all things, yes, all things are possible for me, for I know who I am. I am God. So my affirmation for today is short and sweet. I'm often been known not to be too wordy. So my affirmation, I will say it once and then I ask that you repeat it twice with me. I choose to live an extraordinary life. I share my magnificence with the world. Let's say that together. I choose to live an extraordinary life. I share my magnificence with the world. Again, please. I choose to live an extraordinary life. I share my magnificence with the world. Thank you.
Let's all allow ourselves to make that choice right in this moment. Choose to live an extraordinary life and share your magnificence with the world because you are inherently magnificent. That's the core of your being, magnificence. So we're going to allow ourselves to be in this place of consideration, reminding ourselves at all times that this is who and what we are. This is what we stand for. And so we're going to concretize this with some music, the words and music of Reverend Doug LeBeau. And during the song, Linda will offer us a prayer. So I invite you to simply be where you are. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. We are light, we are life, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit.
And as I relax into this moment, I trust and I know there is one presence, one power, one infinite intelligence working through me at all times. It is God, it is life, it is love, it is spirit, it is understanding. I breathe in the breath of the divine. I no longer am conditioned by the thoughts of others, for I am awake, alive, curious, and creative. I no longer choose to live an average life. I live in the present moment, embracing life to the fullest in each and every step. I am open to infinite possibilities of this moment. Principle is not bound by precedence. Today I greet this day with a new set of eyes. I trust and I know that present day living requires present day thinking. Today I claim my divine inheritance. I am rich with the richness of God. I am strong with the power of God. I am guided with the wisdom of God, and I'm healed with the goodness of God. I declare with an open heart that life is unfolding perfectly with ease and grace. I know this to be the truth for each and every person here today. We all are sharing our unique talents with the world, open to infinite possibilities. I am grateful for feeling and living from a place in my life of faith, trust, confidence, and love. I am grateful for my life. I release these words to the law of mind. I release, I let go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. Who we are is pure spirit. Who we are is pure spirit.
Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you, Pierre and the band. Music, for me, is one of the most important aspects of this ministry, and I am grateful for this band, even though so many of us are absent today.
Queen Street Light.
It's Queen Street Light. It does not mean that they are not going to be just as effective. So please welcome, with a wonderful Pierre Gautreau original, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, and what the day brings is a surprise. 'Cause 'cause no two are the same. It's the truth I say. A curious mind keeps me coming back. It will always stay that way. 'Cause I just want to see what's coming around the bend, never wanting it to end. Life's a mystery. And I surrender to the flow. Thoughts create my journey, some good, some topsy-turvy on this epic adventure. I know I will grow. I will grow. I will grow. Every day through the window I say thanks to ya, morning glory. The actions I do, the thoughts that come through, add to my life story. My life story. Let's be grateful for what's in our life and the consequence, less strife. Remembering, oh, that we can choose. And love and laughter will always trump singing the blues. I just want to see what's coming around the bend, never wanting it to end. Life's a mystery. And I surrender to the flow. And thoughts create my journey, some good, some topsy-turvy on this epic adventure. I know I will grow. 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 I will
Pierre Gautreau. One of the a minister that I'm quite fond of, August Gold. I don't know if any of you know who August Gold is. Brilliant minister. Really brought up a concept of Eric Butterworth, who was a unity minister, in a talk she gave at a conference several years ago. And this song just popped that right into my head, which is, you know, anything that you're experiencing in your life, you're not going through, you're growing through it. And it's a great reminder to each and every one of us that even when things seem topsy-turvy, grow through it. It's an opportunity for you to step in and learn and know something more deeply about yourself. That's the great news of this philosophy, is that you're always growing, you're always expanding, you're always evolving. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so as we experience life and are creative in our experience of life, recognizing that our creativity is the course on which our life is set, when we really, really embody this idea, then we cannot help but live an extraordinary experience, regardless of the circumstances. And that's the important aspect of this. Regardless of the circumstances that show up in our life, and circumstances do show up. Has anyone ever not had a circumstance show up? Circumstances may show up. It is your capacity to address the circumstances when they show up in a positive, constructive way. That's what we teach here. And so this is all that I stand for. It's all that I stand for. I come up and I stand here every Sunday morning and I say, make the decision to live an extraordinary life. And it's up to you. There's nothing that I can do or say that is going to do it for you. That's the trick. But you still show up every Sunday. I'm glad for that. Keeps me employed. But I'll tell you, even if I was not employed, I would still be doing this. Right? Because this is my life's work. This is my life's This is the creative nature of God working itself through me in the way that it needs to. And yes, I was an actor for 20 years. 20 long years. And I do miss it sometimes, but this is so much more important to me, to have this kind of outlet to inspire. So we are in the second week of the we're in the 8th week of what turned out to be a 9-week series that was originally going to be an 8-week series, but I decided that chapter 7 needed 2 weeks. Did that make sense? Yeah. Right. So we're in the second week of Decide to be Creative in the brilliant work of Thomas Troy, the brilliant work of Raymond Charles Barker, The Power of Decision. The power of decision. When people come in, they ask me, so I'm new to this philosophy. How do I start to approach it? And I say, well, don't approach it by trying to read this, The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, which is our base textbook on which we usually refer. Start with The Power of Decision. I always suggest that is the first book to start with, The Power of Decision, because it is so beautifully done. It encapsulates exactly what this philosophy is and how it can work for you in your life. So one of the great things that he writes in this chapter is this: we are the means by which earth becomes heaven. We are thinkers who can direct thought. Directed thought means directed situations, events, and conditions. Now, I stand up here all the time and I say, we are living the experience of heaven. It is not something we're going to when we die. We are living the experience of heaven right here and right now to the degree that we become conscious of it. And if we're not experiencing heaven, what do you think we're experiencing? I'll leave that up to you. It doesn't have to be the other place, right? Because there is no place. Heaven and hell are concepts in mind. Period, end of sentence. So make the choice in this moment, right here, right now, to live in heaven. That's what I do. Every moment is an experience of heaven for me. Heaven is a thought. And as we direct our thought, accepting nothing else, note that I am accepting nothing else except the experience of heaven. This is how situations, events, and conditions then show up in my life. Wholeness, living in wholeness, is dependent upon this concept: understanding who you are, living in deep self-awareness. And so that's what really the second part of this chapter is about coming to a place of self-awareness. Socrates wrote, "An unexamined life is not worth living." Do you take the time to understand how your life is unfolding? And if something is not working for you, do you take that opportunity to say, wait a second, I can know something more here? Examine your life. Not from the place of, oh my gosh, look at all these horrible things that have happened in my life. Oh. No. If something doesn't seem right, know that you have the power within you to change it, because that is the nature of this creative, infinite beingness, not being as though it's some being out there. No, it's a beingness. It's a verb. To be. Be the greatness that you inherently are. Allow that to come through. Wholeness is integrity. They mean the same thing. Integrity, it means that everything is held together, right? When something is in integrity, it cannot be split apart. And the truth is, we are living in wholeness at all times, even when the circumstances don't seem to support that idea. Everything is always integrous. And the experience of life is integral. Always. Always, always, always. And it is always showing up exactly in accordance, in perfect balance with what is happening in your mind, in your feelings, and in your belief system. To live in integrity is to truly know who we are. We are that which is doing the thinking, not the thought. We are that which is doing the thinking. We are so much more than the thought. We are the expression of the thought in form, absolutely, but we are so much more than that. We are transcendent. We are transcendent. We experience transcendent ideas and we live a transcendent life. Always. Divinity pervades all life, all nature, and all humanity. That's what it means to be transcendent, to have that understanding that divinity pervades all of it. Even that which we may be seeing as lacking life, it is still transcendent because on the base level, it is alive. This is what Thomas Troward, hint, hint, for those of you who are taking Troward class, this is what Thomas Troward refers to as the mineral kingdom. Again, here I go to my wall. This wall is alive. It has a livingness to it. Everything has a livingness to it. Some things we just perceive as more alive. So we look at the wall and we think, oh, this does not have life, but it does have life. But we look at a plant and we say, oh, the plant has life, right? There's absolutely no difference at the core level between the wall and the plant. And there is no difference between the plant and my cats, because that's what always comes to mind, or any animal. And there is no difference between the animal and the human, except to the degree that we have self-awareness. The wall we perceive as having less life because it does not have self-awareness. The plant has a higher degree of self-awareness. The cats and other animals have a higher degree of self-awareness. And we as human beings have a higher degree of self-awareness. At least we think we do. I guarantee you, my cats would probably disagree with me. They would think that they have greater self-awareness than I do. I'll leave that for a discussion on another day. But it's these degrees of livingness, these degrees of self-awareness that set the course of our action, because when we come to this place of understanding that we, in self-awareness, set the course of our life, then we get to have charge. We get to take charge of it. My cats don't really take charge of it, except they take charge of when they eat. And they let me know. Divinity pervades all life. That's the point. Divinity pervades all life. And there were a group of people that really held this view, and they were radical. They were so radical in the 1830s, and yet now it is built, so much of our concept of self and so much of our society and so much philosophy is built upon the ideas of the transcendentalists. Our philosophy goes back to partially being based on the transcendentalist movement. Ralph Waldo Emerson was one of the major influences on Ernest Holmes. Henry David Thoreau, Walt Whitman, brilliant minds, brilliant minds. And this was the point from which they understood life to unfold. Divinity pervades all of it. That's transcendent, right? There you are, the transcendentalists. Emerson wrote this: as soon as you conform your life to the pure idea in your mind, it will unfold in great proportions. He's explaining the creative process there. As soon as you conform your life to the pure idea in your mind, see, it all begins with mind. It all begins with consciousness. It will unfold in great proportions. And this is really, that comes from his essay on nature, and this is really what is considered to be the tipping point into creating the transcendentalist movement, right? Was this essay on nature. So the goal, if there is a goal, in our mental work is this: keep constructive thoughts flowing. Keep constructive thoughts flowing. These constructive thoughts are in service to life for us and for the rest of the planet. Because when we are in that place of understanding that only the constructive is allowed in our thought process, in our belief system, and in our feeling place, life becomes extraordinary, and we begin to lead by example. We become that which we seek, and everyone else looks and says, oh, look, I'll have what she's having. That was a joke. is that movie really that old now? That's really where my mind, like, wow, that really is a reference now that is it's a pretty old reference now. Now, one of the dangers that we can get into, and I've seen this, and actually I brought it up in class this week, is now there are those people who will look at us and think, wow, they're so self-serving and they're so and they think that we're, kind of in a hedonist philosophy where the only point is that we take care of ourselves and we don't worry about anybody else, but that's not at all. Hedonism is pursuing pleasure at the expense of others, and that is not at all what we stand for. But that is how we can be perceived sometimes, that we don't really care. I care deeply. I care deeply about myself, and I care deeply about you. I care deeply about every single person I encounter because I understand, and I have committed my life to the understanding that every face I see is the face of God. Can you do the same thing? Do you do the same thing? Or do you find exceptions to that in your life? I know where your mind went. I'm guessing. I'm not going there, although I feel very compelled to. I'm not going there. No, we are thinkers. We are thinkers. That's the greatest gift we have, to think. We are thinkers who think openly and freely in the habit of allowing. And you know what? We should celebrate unique individuality, regardless of how it shows up. Because who are we to judge? Except when they're leaving our city. Anyway, sorry, I had to just, God bless him, and I trust in his perfect health. That's all I know. Because ultimately, that's what we're here to know. We're here to know the perfect outcome of any condition that seems antithetical to great living. And so as he heals, and I know he heals because his healing is a done idea in my mind right now, perfectly, I trust in the flow of life through him. But we are thinkers who think openly and freely, and we are in the habit of allowing and celebrating unique individuality. That is our nature. We are unique. There's the boat. No two people would draw the boat the exact same way. Barker makes an interesting point, a little pejorative in the book. He writes this. And now, in light of what I've just said, it strikes me as being an interesting quote that I chose this morning. There is no quicker way to make yourself ill, miserable, or poverty-minded than to have a closed mind. It's a little pejorative, right? I mean, he's like, you must not do this. But he does make a point. People who have not opened their minds stop the flow of healing energy through them. If you are looking to heal anything in your life, be it a physical thing, your financial situation, relationships in your life, if you're looking to heal anything in your life, open your mind. Open your mind. Present-day living requires present-day thinking. So in the opening of our minds, allowing it to always unfold into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and going back to what Thomas Troward has taught us, which is principle is not bound by precedent. There is nothing in our past that has any bearing on who we are in this moment moving forward, except to the degree that we allow it in our own minds. There is nothing in our past that has anything to do with who we are in this moment. Nothing. We are 100% pure, unique expressions of a divine creative energy, and we get to choose, right in this moment, the momentum of our life. Transcendentalism was and is important in our history. But even that is precedent, right? That is precedent. Ernest Holmes, in this book, is precedent. Ultimately, I don't care if you memorize the entire book. I don't care if you memorize all of Emerson's essays. I don't care if you memorize and can recite any of Thomas Troward. The big question is this: are you here now with a present mind? Your very presence here in this room indicates to me that you are open and ready to move forward. And you cannot move forward by sitting on the sidelines. You cannot move forward by sitting on the sidelines. Now, right now, this moment, make the decision to move into the main line. And this is one of the interesting aspects of this community and spiritual ideas in nature, is that so many people will say, yes, I have a spiritual sensibility, I live a spiritual life, and yet they don't even know that we exist, and they feel alone. How many of you, I'm going back to rhetorical questions. Just check in with yourself. How many of you have felt alone in your spiritual nature? Feeling like, wow, I'm the only one who thinks this way. There's nobody else, and why am I the one? Then you start to go to this place. Why am I the one to be burdened with these ideas? There was a point in my life when I used to do that. Why am I the one who has to be burdened with these ideas? And then I came into this philosophy, just like you came in 3 years ago. It was seemingly by a fluke that I came into this philosophy. I was being set up on a blind date and was meeting somebody at a Science of Mind church, being introduced. That's how I came into my first Science of Mind service. Somebody was trying to set me up. And boy, what a great setup, because it didn't work out with that guy, but I found this. And within 6 months, I said, wow, the course of my life has completely shifted now, because I know exactly what I am meant to do, and that is to be in the position of that guy down there that I was watching at the time. That was Reverend James Mellon, who's going to be here in a couple weeks. And so it all took off and unfolded. My life went from, I'm an actor, and that's all I do, and this is my very narrow idea of what I do. I'm just going to be an actor. And all of a sudden, oh, wait, there's so much more. There's so much more. Your presence here, just hearing these ideas, is having an effect on your subconscious. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, by saying the subconscious, you're not consciously aware of it, but your very presence here has an effect on your subconscious. And what I want to let you know is that you are a becoming person. This is what's happening in your self-conscious. You are open in this moment, yes? You are open in this moment to becoming more self-aware. And from self-awareness comes integrity, wholeness. Barker writes, the infinite mind wants you to be happy. There's something to impress upon your subconscious. The infinite mind wants you to be happy. Never forget this and take every step necessary to ensure your happiness. And I love that he writes this. It is necessary for your spiritual growth. Happiness is necessary for your spiritual growth. So if there's some place in your life where you're not feeling so happy, rethink it, because that's all it really takes, ultimately. Rethink it. Embody a new idea. Take on a new belief and say, you know what? I refuse to experience anything that makes me unhappy. Because happiness is who you are. It is the core of who you are. And so anything that shows up as unhappy in your life, you can say, wait a second, that's not the truth of me. I choose to stand in wholeness and integrity with my own firm self-awareness. And I trust and know that in doing this, I experience only happiness. This is the conviction we can all take ourselves on right in this moment. But it does take a convicted mind, which always sounds weird to me. It takes conviction, and it takes purposeful thinking. It is not about allowing the topsy-turvy, willy-nilly ideas to simply float and, oh, well, here they are, so this must be the way my life goes. No, you are not victim to anything. by allowing just stuff to show up, stuff that you've heard in the news or stuff that your friends are telling you, it will have an effect on you to the degree that you let it have an effect on you. You are at choice right here and right now to say no. It's going to get a lot quieter in your life because people are going to have a lot less to talk to you about. It's one of the things when we get into mental muscle, when I do that again, one of the weeks is no complaining week. And inevitably, people come back for the check-in a couple days after I tell them that they have to spend the entire week not engaging in any complaints verbally in their own mind, and they are not at liberty to accept anyone complaining to them. It's part of mental muscle. And they come back in the check-in, because it's a week, right? And they come back a few days later and say, wow, it's gotten so quiet in my life. Being necessary to spiritual growth, happiness, being necessary to spiritual growth is understanding. Living your happiness is a choice. Living your happiness is a choice. So therein lies the work. I want you this week, you don't have to draw any boats, but I want you this week to truly be a hawk, be a mental hawk. I want you to be so consciously aware, become more consciously aware of any negative thoughts as they arise. And if you think you can't, you're wrong, because if you put your focus on it, you will know the minute something shows up that does not seem in service to your extraordinary nature, you're going to go, wait a second, that doesn't make sense to me. I am so much more. And that's the work that we do. This week, become a hawk. Become a hawk. Now, when they show up, here's the trick. Do not engage in this practice. I have a negative thought. I am now going to not think that negative thought. That doesn't work. You're actually reactivating the negative thought by saying, I'm not going to think this negative thought. What do you think is going to happen? Wow, this negative thought is really sticking around, isn't it? Oh, and then we get into this thing. I don't have Carmen and Lena here this week, but then it's like I have a negative thought. Oh my gosh, I have this negative thought. And then you get a practitioner saying, no. The truth of your life is blah, blah, blah. And then you go and they're like, okay, I feel so much happier now. And then you go, oh gosh, I have this negative thought. And there you are. Then you're into that cycle again, right? Let it go. Let it all go. Just like they say in Frozen. So, do not engage in trying to not think negative thoughts. That doesn't work. Rather, here's what I am going to suggest to you. Honor that the thought is there. Oh, look, I see you. Look at that negative thought that showed up in my life. It must be there to let me know something about myself, right? Negative thoughts all have purpose. And if you address them constructively, then your life unfolds constructively. And you do not become subject to the negative thinking. So give gratitude for them, for they are reminders. And allow the new thought to settle in. So there's the negative thought. Oh, I have no money in my bank account. Negative thought, right? Oh, I have no money in my bank account. New thought. I am the presence of the divine in action on this earth. And I trust and know that abundance is my birthright. It is all around me. And so as I impress upon my subconscious, subjective mind that new thought and allow that to be the only thought that I address in my life, the bank account handles itself. Note that I didn't say you get more money. The bank account handles itself. Your expression of abundance handles itself. And don't just limit it to what's only in your bank account. Allow it to flow through you in myriad ways because you are the infinite nature of the divine. And so it will show up in infinite ways. But we must live in wholeness and integrity and self-awareness to be open to it. Allow the new thought to settle in. You do not need to push anything to the sideline. All you need to do is simply embody a new mainline. And that is the work of the practitioner. The practitioner knows the truth. In the face of any circumstance, the practitioner knows the truth. Now, you do not have to be licensed by this organization to be a practitioner in your own life. And in fact, if you are actively doing this work, you are a practitioner in your own life. You are simply practicing the presence of the divine. That is being a practitioner. So, in the elimination of negative thinking, allow your mind to be filled with only the thoughts you choose. Constructive and affirming thoughts. It is up to you to take charge. Barker writes this: if I do not get results that I think I should, it's a good one. If I do not get results that I think I should, I do not blame the mind and its laws. I do a recheck on my thinking. Taking responsibility. Do a recheck on your thinking. A mental recheck will probably tell me the reason for my not demonstrating my decision. And that is responsibility. When something shows up in your life, you have the ability to respond to it. Take charge of your response. I have a fairly lengthy quote that I want to sort of wind this down with today. And I don't usually do really long quotes, but I didn't want to break this one apart. So Barker writes this in the book. Using these mental techniques based on spiritual laws, you need never again have fears about the future. You determine your own future. You have total faith in your individual mental equipment. Never again will you bog down in the quandaries of doubts, fears, and negative speculations. Never again will you fear your fellow man, nor be jealous of him. You have been set free from all that unnecessary negation. You are free to be a positive, creative person who has decided where you are going in life and uses the right thinking method to attain your goals. You're in charge. That's the message of the day. You are in charge, no one else. In the attainment of your goals personally, the embodiment of this idea personally, you actually become a beacon to others. People learn by observing you how to live an extraordinary life. You don't have to be standing up here. You just need to be living life to its fullest. When we do this, we awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence and create a world that works for everyone. Namaste. And so I'm going to invite you now to take what it is you have to offer the center today in terms of a financial contribution, your tithe, whatever you call it, your tithe, your investment in the center, your gift in the center, and hold it in your hand and recognize and know it for what it is, which is simply an expression of this divine energy in action, for that's all money is. It's simply God in action. And so as it flows through this space, you support the work that we do here in spreading this good news to the rest of the world. And it's good news, right? Yes, it is. We're going to sing. What are we singing today?
What do I have?
What do I have? What do I have? It's one of our new ones. It's not in your book. But I'll invite you to simply allow this energy to flow as the baskets go around.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give?
So now, Linda, we'll do a blessing over the offering.
Yes, what do I have to give? As I give, the law of circulation is always in action. As we give, we receive. As we receive, we give. For money is God in action. This infinite mind is working in us, through all times. In this moment, I am grateful. I am grateful for this sacred community. I'm grateful for the leadership of Jonathan and the leadership of Helen Velo as our president. I'm grateful for the board of directors that helps, leads, guides us to the highest good of this community. I am grateful for everyone in this community that allows this community to sing in community, in love, in dance. With an open, grateful heart, I release these words to the law. It is done, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Linda. And so, allow yourself to resonate with what you've heard. We've got a little tuning going on. Remember, you're in charge of your mind. That's the great news. You are in charge of your mind, and as you take charge of your mind, you take charge of your life. You don't have to take charge of your life to change your life. You simply need to take charge of your mind. And so as we finalize this experience in this moment, I invite you to simply take that in. Relax, let go, and allow.
There is a light, a light that guides you through the storms. There is a place of healing and calm. There is a peace that lives beneath the waves, beneath the sorrow and the joy. There is a stillness and grace. Your tears like rain are falling from the skies. It is God's love that's flowing from your eyes. The wounds of life, they bring healing, my friend. The heart that breaks is but opening again. The heart that breaks is but opening again.
And so in this moment, I allow myself to resonate with gratitude. Gratitude for this experience and gratitude for every single person that has made their presence known here today. Every single person that has walked through these doors. Every single person watching us online. Right here in this moment, I am grateful. I'm grateful for the service of all of our volunteers. I'm grateful for Judy and Helen, Toby, Derek, Margaret Ann, Carrie, Tony, Jim, Linda, Pierre Gautreau, the band, Carmen, Margaret Ann, everyone. I am so grateful for the service in support of a higher idea,
For that is what we stand for right here in this moment, with the understanding that there is nothing but this divine creative resource, this infinite mind, expressing itself through us and as us. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life right now. And so knowing that all that has transpired here today culminates into a perfect, cohesive whole right in this moment, I allow this to be carried with me throughout the rest of my experience of the day, my experience of the week, my experience of life, with the understanding that life is infinite and ever unfolding. In gratitude, I simply allow these words spoken to be done, concretizing them into a perfect law that says yes, yes, yes. I know it is so, and I simply allow it to be so. As together we say, and so it is. There is a light that guides you through the storms. There is a place of healing and calm. There is a peace that lives beneath the waves, beneath the sorrow and the joy. There is a stillness and grace. Your tears like rain are falling from the skies. It is God's love that's pouring from your eyes. The wounds of life, they bring healing, my friend. The heart that breaks is but opening again. The heart that breaks is but opening again. There is a light. There is a light. Namaste. And so we're going to let our love flow with our final song, Let Your Love Flow, which is on page 14 of your songbooks. Thank you all for a wonderful day. Have a great, great, great week. And let's kick it up a notch and take this energy out into the streets.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. There's a reason, oh, for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that feel wonder take you deep in space and lay you under. It's love and embrace, just feel the thunder as it warms your face, you can't hold back. Let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Come on, everybody. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love show with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the season. And let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason.